Grab your backpack, get your gear, don't forget the bug spray and sunscreen, fill up your canteen, and put on your hiking boots because today we're going to spend the next year touring through some of the most beautiful parks in the United States in the game Parks, published by Keymaster Games and designed by Henry Audubon. Welcome to Gaming Solo. I'm Rob, your solo gamer friend, and thank you for joining us as we hike the trails, taking amazing pictures of nature while climbing up mountains, strolling down into valleys, roaming through remarkable forests, and relaxing on the shores of pristine rivers while enjoying the warmth of the sun. But make sure you get there before the park rangers do, because in this game they don't like to share campsites. So let's pick up the pace and get started. The board is set up and ready for play. Starting right here is our camera. When you have control of the camera, instead of paying 2 tokens for a photograph, you pay 1 token for a photograph. This is the first player token. The stack of cards right here is our calendar. Our calendars give us the objectives for the game. My objectives for this game are to have a total of 6 water on visited parks and to take 2 photographs for 2 points, or to have a total of 10 water on visited parks and take 5 photographs for 3 points. Right here is our seasons card. That tells us what to expect for the season, what tokens go onto the trail. And right here are our canteens. Along the top here we have are the national parks that we're going to be visiting. The first national park right here is Kings Canyon National Park in California, worth 3 points. We have Haleakala National Park in Hawaii for 4 points. And we have Arches National Park in Utah for 3 points. Right here are the replacement parks when you have a slot open up to put them out on the board. Right here is our gear. Our gear is not laid out like in a normal player game, because for solo play, what you do is you take a gear card, you flip it over, and based on the total number of suns at the top of the gear card, that's how many spaces the rangers move. Once a gear card is in play, it's available for you to purchase based upon its sun value. Each in here are token pools. Right here are the future trails we're adding to the game. My canteen, I can put in 1 water to take a token and turn it into a wild token. A wild token is exactly what it is. You trade it, it could represent any of the other tokens. Or I can reserve a park. Reserving a park versus visiting a park are 2 different things. To reserve a park, you take a park out of play, you put it in your area, and you turn it sideways so that everybody knows it has not been paid for. Then once you pay for that park, then it goes from a reserve to a visited. You only earn points off of visited parks. At the end of the game, all reserve parks you have do not count towards points earned. Right here is how the solo Audubon Rangers play. As the Rangers move, they collect tokens. If they collect 3 sun tokens, then you take the top action of this card here. If they collect 3 water tokens, you take the bottom action. At this time, if the Rangers collect 3 sun tokens, they take the first player marker. If they collect 3 water, then I must discard all of my mountain tokens within my possession. And that is, finally here is our campfire. Campfire is used to share locations. You cannot share a location with yourself, but you can share it with the Rangers. Once you share a location with the Ranger, you take a campfire, you turn it from lit to extinguished. And you cannot use that campfire again until one of your hikers make it to the trail end. Once one makes the trail, you turn it back over and it's available for play again. If your campfire has not been relit by the time everybody's done, then once you start back at trail head again, then your campfire automatically relights. And that is set up for solo play. We're ready to begin Season 1. First thing we do is flip over the season card. The season effects and weather pattern for this round are: gain 1 sun token anytime you gain a mountain token on that turn. And the weather pattern is water, sun, sun. What you do is you lay out, starting on the second trail site, the order of the weather pattern on each of the trail sites. So you lay out water, sun, sun, water, sun, until you hit the last site, hit the trail end. The first person to land on any one of those sites gets that token along with the actions for that trail site. It's like a bonus tokens for the game. I am player 1. I also have the camera, so I'm going to go first. My goal is to, of course, achieve my calendar objectives of visiting parks with a total of 6 water on them or 10, and to collect 3 or 5 photographs. So I want to get Koala National Park because that'll put me 4 waters close to those objectives. I'm going to go, my hiker's going to move to the first base, which is collecting a forest token. Now the Ranger's turn. How the Ranger's movement is decided is when we flip over a gear card, the number of suns at the top of the gear card dictates how many spaces a ranger's move. So this ranger will move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. He will collect a sun and 2 water, and they will both go onto his objectives card. You lay the gear out based upon the numeric value of the sun. So 1 sun, 2 sun, 3 sun. Once a gear is exposed, it is available for purchase. You can only purchase the top gear cards available to you in each row, but you only do that when you land on a gear site or a site that you visit has a gear icon. Right now there are none in play except at the trail end. And so now it is the hiker's turn. We move the hiker 1 space, grab this water token. I can exchange this water token to take the actions of another player that's on another site. So I'm not moving to that side, I'm taking the action, but it benefits me to trade in 1 water token to gain those 2 water tokens. So I actually get 2 water tokens. It is the ranger's turn. 2 suns. How you decide which ranger moves is if the ranger is ahead of everybody else, you move the back ranger. If the ranger's behind any hiker, then you move the lead ranger. Right now, the ranger is ahead of everybody, so I move the trail ranger 2 spaces. That trail ranger cannot stay in the space with me, so they will move forward 1 space, collect 2 water tokens. All they need is 1 to achieve their objective. The objective was for them to discard all of my mountain tokens. I don't have any mountain tokens, so I got lucky there. I put this card at the bottom of the deck. I get rid of the water tokens because that was what was achieved, but I leave the sun tokens on them because they're still collecting sun for the next objective. The next objective for them to achieve is to for 3 sun tokens, move the back ranger to the front ranger, and for 3 water tokens, discard all of the forest cards. It is the hiker's turn again. I'm going to move this hiker 2 spaces. I'm going to collect a sun and a mountain token. And because I collect a mountain token, the season effect states I get to collect another sun. Ranger's turn. Ranger has 1 sun. Ranger moves 1 space, cannot land on me, so has to move to the next space, collects this water token. I'm going to move my trail ranger. Actually, I'm going to leave him where he is. No, I'm going to move trail ranger 2 spaces. I'm going to trade 1 water to gain 2 water from this site here, taking the action if someone's on a different site. Ranger's turn. The trail ranger will move 3 spaces because he is a lead ranger. So 1, 2, 3. Will collect 3 sun tokens and does not need to put all 3 on there because he's achieved the top objective is move the back ranger to the front ranger. So they're both together now. This card comes out of play and we pull up the next objective card. And the rate they're going, you will be recycling through the same cards again, more than likely, at the rate they're achieving their objectives. It's my hiker's turn. I'm going to move this hiker 2 spaces, 1 space. I'm going to collect. Well, I'm going to take that back. Now, when you move your hikers, you can move them as far as you want to. You can move them straight from trailhead to trail end. You just don't get to collect anything. Because I want to collect and visit Coahuila National Park, I'm going to have to find a way to reserve that park. And I think what I want to do is I'll move this ranger here, collect 2 water tokens, spend 1 water token on my canteen. My canteen will allow me to either trade a token in for a wild token or reserve a park. I'm going to reserve this park so the rangers cannot discard it. And then we flip another park over, which is the Guadalupe Mountains National Park from Texas. And it's a 3-point card. Now it's the ranger's turn. 2 space. What happens now is when the rangers achieve the end, even if they've moved 1 space and had a 2 space, they have 2 suns. So the card they flipped over has 2 suns. They move to the 2nd space on the trail end. The first space allows them to take first player token, and they get rid of the first national park in the line. The second space allows them to take the camera from me, and they get to get rid of the second national park in the line. The third space they go to allows them to get rid of the third national park, and it requires me to shuffle all the 3-star gear cards back into play. He flipped a 2-star over, so he will go to the gear marker and discard the Guadalupe National Park. It is my turn again. I'm going to, and when the ranger discards a park, they do not get replenished till the end of the round. I'm going to move my hiker 1 space. I have the option to either get another canteen or I can purchase a photograph. I lost my camera, so I'm going to spend 2 sun tokens and get 1 photograph to get towards my objectives. Ranger's turn again. 2, they move to a 2 space. It's already been discarded. I don't have the camera, so no action taken by them. But because all the rangers are off the board, I have to move all my people to the end. I can only take 1 action, and I plan on taking the reserve a park for 4 water. I'm not reserve, but visit the Guadalupe National Park for 4 water, 1 mountain, and 1 forest. And that ends Season 1. We're ready to begin Season 2 of our hike. When I flipped the Ranger's objective card over last round, I forgot to tell you guys what it is. So if the Rangers collect 3 suns, they get to move my back hiker to my front hiker. If they collect 3 water, they get to discard all of my tokens down to 4 tokens. The Rangers have been reset along with the hikers back at the trailhead. Now I have to slide the trail end out, grab the next unknown trail site, and add to the end. This trail site is, if I choose, I can either visit a park or purchase a gear. We now flip over the next park to visit, which is Capitol Reef National Park out of Utah, worth 4 points. And now we take last season, get rid of that, and flip over the new season card. This season's card's conditions are: add 1 sun requirement to the 3 current parks. So all these parks require an additional sun requirement. So I'm going to take Kings Canyon National Park as an example. It does not have a sun requirement, but now for this season, I have to spend a sun token along with the other tokens to purchase it. The other 2 parks now go up to 3 sun tokens instead of 2. The weather conditions for this season are rain and sun. So I'll put water and sun out in that order until I get to the last site of the trail. That is now set up, and that completes Season 2 setup. I get to go first. I still have the first player token. I do not have the camera, so I got to earn that back because I still got to buy some photographs or purchase some photographs along with visiting more sites. There's no water sites here, so I'm going to go for the quick and easy, I think, which is Kings Canyon National Park. So I'm going to go to here and collect a forest. Move 1 space, collect a forest token. The Ranger's turn. They get a 1. They move. They cannot move to me, so they move here. They collect a water token. I get to go again. I'm going to skip over the Ranger, grab a sun token and 2 water. Ranger is moving 2 spaces. 1, 2, or 1, 2. They collect another water token. I have to discard down to 4 tokens. Lucky for me, I only have 4 tokens, so I do not lose any. So I discard the water tokens on the Ranger's objective card tracker. Get rid of their objective card. Get a new objective card. This objective card states, if 3 sun tokens, keep the next card face down until it is activated. So I keep the next objective card face down until it's activated. And I discard all of my water if they get water. So if they get water, I get rid of all my water. If they get suns, I have to keep the next objective card face down until it is activated. So I have no idea what the next objective card would be. So I'm going to jump over him, grab another sun. I'm going to spend 2 sun to get a photograph. And I'm taking the camera back, and I'll grab a photograph token. I have 2 photographs now and 1 visitor park with 4 water on it. Ranger gets to go again. He moves 3. 1, 2, 3. He collects a sun. Now it's going to be smart for me not to move ahead of that ranger if I do not want him to end his hike. So I'm going to move this hiker 1 space, collect the water, collect 2 more sun tokens. The next ranger goes. This will be the rear ranger. He will move 2 spaces. He gets nothing for that. I'm going to move my hiker 1 space, collect another forest token. Ranger gets to move again, moving 3 spaces. It's getting dangerously close to the end. 1, 2, 3, cannot do anything. I'm going to move my hiker 3 spaces. I'm going to collect a mountain token. Ranger gets to go 2 spaces. Lucky for me, the rangers can share space. My turn again. I'm going to go ahead and move to the end, and I'm going to visit a park. So I'm going to spend both of my forests, a mountain, and 1 sun token because of the conditions for the season. And I'm going to take Kings Canyon National Park. The next park is Dry Tortugas National Park out of Florida. So Dry Tortugas National Park out of Florida is worth 2 points. It has 4 water on it. I definitely want to get that park. Hopefully the Rangers do not get rid of it. Rangers' turn. They go to the second location and they get the camera back. And they get rid of Capitol Reef National Park. I get to go again. I can move, try to get the camera back. Or I can collect 2 sun tokens. Or I'm going to move my I can't move to the canteen because I got to collect water to put on the canteen. So I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 sun tokens. I'm just going to go to the very end, take the first player location, and I'm going to reserve Dry Tortugas National Park. That's probably the best option. This ranger, flipping a card to see where he goes to second space also. Don't lose the camera because he already has it. Second slot's already gone. I reserved the park, so I forgot to flip it over. So we have the Great Sand Dunes National Park out of Colorado. It's worth 4 points. And that ends Season 2. Okay, let's start Season 3. The Rangers and the Hikers have been reset. We're going to put a new park out. The new park is the Kenai Fjords National Park in Alaska, worth 4 points. Flip the new season card, see what the season effects and the weather pattern is. The season effect is gain 1 water anytime you gain a forest token, and the weather effect pattern is water, water, sun. But before I add the water, water, sun, I do need to add the next token for the trail. This one is anytime You land on here, you can trade a token, one token for one wild token. You can do that once. And now let's put out our water, water, sun pattern. And we are set. And we're ready for play. I still have the first player token, so I'll go first. So I am going to go into the forest token, or forest tile, to gain the forest token and a water because of the weather effects. And because the Kenai Fjords has 4 water on it, I'm going to go ahead and spend a water token and reserve that one also on my canteen. Flip a new card over. This is a Sequoia National Park in California. It is also worth 4 points. Rangers get to go. 3 spaces. And they're going to go ahead and collect 3 water total, which means they max out their objective. Their objective is discard all water tokens. That hurts. I just lost all my water tokens. This objective card goes away. New objective comes out. The sun token stays in place. This is for the sun token. Move the active ranger to the site before the trail end. The active ranger is the last ranger you moved. Or for the water tokens, discard a reserved park and all of your wild tokens. So I need to ensure he doesn't get through the water again. I'm going to move forward 1 space and collect a water. Then I'm going to trade this water token for an action on another tile that's occupied. I'm going to trade that for 2 water. Rangers get to go again. 1 sun token. They get to, since I'm behind the ranger, the rear ranger moves 1 space. I get to go. I'm going to jump 2 spaces, grab this water token, and collect a mountain token. Gives me 6 tokens total at the halfway point. Rangers get to go 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. He gets another water token and 2 sun, and he just activated his next objective card. So move the active ranger to the site before the trail ends. So he will go here. He collects the water and places it on here. But this card goes away, a new objective card comes out. This objective is the back ranger moves to your closest hiker down the trail. Or for 3 water, discard 1 of your water cards. Oh, that's not good. Or canteen cards. I'm sorry, not water cards. Only have 1 canteen card. I still need it for 1 more round because it has worked for my advantage twice already. I get to go again. I'm going to move this ranger 2 spaces, grab 2 more water. The ranger gets to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, gets a sun token. I'm going to move my ranger, or my hiker, 2 spaces, grab a sun token. I'm on the parks or gear card. I'm going to go ahead and visit a park. I'm spending 4 water to get the Dry Tortugas National Park. That's 2 points. I have a total of 8 water. If I get 1 more photograph, then I've achieved my minimum objective. I have 5 tokens remaining, and it's now the ranger's turn. 3, so the ranger moves 3 spaces. Does not land on me, so they skip one, go up there. I'm going to move this back hiker 2 spaces, spin 2 tokens to get a photograph. So I've met the minimum objectives. I would like to meet the maximum to get the extra point. Go ahead and flip a ranger card. Doesn't matter which ranger it is. They go to the 2 slot. I should have grabbed the camera when I bought that photograph, but I lost the camera again, and we lose the middle visited park, the Sequoia National Park. I get to go again. Don't want to reserve a park. I just need tokens. I think I'm going to move forward 1 and grab 2 sun tokens. This ranger moves to the 3rd slot. This Arches National Park goes away, and I take all of the 3 sun cards and I mix them into the deck again, the gear deck that's not turned over, giving the ranger a lot more 3s and a lot less 1s and 2s. It's going to make trying to get ahead on the 4th season a little hard. And because both rangers are at the trail's end, I have to move to the end. And I think the last action I plan on taking will be, I think I'm going to purchase a gear. So for 2 sun, I can spend, I'm going to get this for 1 sun. I can spend 1 sun, and then the gear card I have, parks cost 1 less water to visit, which helps because that'll give me only the need for 3 water for the Kenya Forge National Park. And that ends Season 3. We're ready for Season 3. The hikers and the rangers have been set. I'm going to flip over the first National Park card, which is the National Parks of American Samoa out of the islands of Samoa is worth 4 points. And the next parks card is Carlsbad Caverns National Park out of New Mexico is worth 2 points. We're going to check our season effects and weather pattern. And the season effects are gear costs 1 less sun, and the weather pattern is water, sun. Now before I add the water, sun, I need to add the final trail site, which is I can trade 1 token for a different token 2 times. I cannot get a wild token out of those trades though. So I'm going to put the weather pattern out is water and sun. So go down the line here, every other one, then go back and drop the suns. Of course I put it in the wrong spot. And we're ready to begin our final hike of the seasons. I'm still first player, been able to hold on to that for all 4 seasons. If I have first player at the end of this season, it's 1 extra point added to my score. I need water because of my gear. My gear card, I get to pay 1 less water for visiting parks, so I just need 1 more water and 1 forest token in order to visit that park. So I'm going to go to the forest token site, the first space, and grab a forest token. The rangers get their move. It is 3 suns, so they move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. They collect a sun token and 2 water. And of course, I get to discard my canteen. Not fun. Take these off. The sun tokens stay where they're at. There's still 2 sun tokens. The next Automa card is for 3 suns, rangers immediately move again. for 3 water, discard all of my sun tokens. So go there. I no longer have a canteen, so I'll just put that at the bottom of this deck. And it is my turn again. I'm going to move forward 1, collect a water. I'm going to take this water and trade it for the action, which is to take an action visited by someone else by another site. So instead of 1 water, I get 2 water because I traded 1 for 2. That is a good location for the action to be at. The ranger's turn. This will be the rear ranger's movement. He moves 3, shares a space. He collects 2 water. I wish the cost to buy gear for 1 less sun also meant movement for the rangers to slow them down. I'm going to move I'm going to go ahead and move this hiker 1 space forward, collect the water and a mountain token. I have 10 tokens total, still under the 12 max limit. The ranger's turn, another 3. They collect a water and 2 sun. So they finished at the same time. I do not remember reading anything in the rules what happens when you get both at the same time, so I'm just going to take both actions against myself. So I'm going to clear the cards. And the sun action states rangers immediately move again and discard all the sun tokens for the water. I'm going to go ahead and move another ranger 3 spaces, and he gets 2 sun. And now I'm going to pull out the new objective card. And this one is rangers gain the first player token, and I discard all of my mountain tokens. I got my 2 rangers. Now it's my turn. I'm going to move 1 space, collect sun token. Then I'm going to trade 2 tokens for a photograph. I'm going to trade the sun and the mountain token. I'm going to get another photograph. I need 1 more photograph and 1 more, and to visit the Kenai Forge National Park to get the higher point objective completed. Rangers get to go again. 1 space. It's a break for me, but they get a sun, so it's not a break for me. Discard all the sun tokens because they've achieved this objective, and the rangers take the first player token. So the only way we'll get the back is if I go here at the end. Flip over another objective card. Move the back ranger to the front ranger for the sun tokens, and for the water tokens, discard all of my forest tiles. So now I really need to purchase the national park, or visit the national park. We'll leave that ranger back there in case I need to get forest tiles, forest tokens again, and then trade for some more forest tokens. So I'm going to move this ranger I'm going to move forward 1, grab the water, and I'm also going to trade this. Yeah, I'm going to trade mountain token for a wild, which I grabbed the dolphin wild token. Doesn't mean anything, it's just that each wild token is a different animal. Rangers get to go. They move 3 spaces. He goes to the end, so he goes down here. When he goes down here, I take the 3s, shuffle them in, and of course Carlsbad National Park goes away, Carlsbad Caverns, and I shuffle the 3s into this deck. Okay, it is my turn again. need a photograph, so I'm going to have to jump this ranger to the end and go ahead and visit the final park I need for 2 forests. And because I have the gear card, I only need to spend 3 water. And I've achieved the water portion of the objectives. Now I need to get 1 more photograph, which I have the chance of doing as long as this ranger he will not make it to the end, so I'm good. I have 1 more play and I can jump to the photograph. Ranger's turn again. Moves 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Collects a sun token. I got lucky that he was far enough back that he couldn't end it on me. So I'm going to move this ranger all the way to the canteen or photograph. I'm going to trade, and I forgot to grab this, so actually I'll need to trade 1 token for the photograph. And I've achieved my higher level objective. Ranger's last turn. He has a 2, so he goes here and discards the second park, and he takes the camera back. And of course, this ends my movement, so I'll go all the way to the end. I'm going to grab the first player token back. And that is the end of Season 4. We'll go ahead and head to point count. So the final score for the game was 22 points. I earned 13 points in parks visited. I earned 1 point for maintaining control of the first player token. Had 5 photographs at 1 point each, so I got 5 points there. And I earned 3 points for achieving the higher level objective on my calendar objective card. So if you look at the scoring system, which this game is a beat your own score system on solo mode, I came second from the bottom. So I probably could have done a lot better, but for the most part, I play this game to enjoy playing it. It's less about beating my own score, but more about enjoying the game. Some people love beat your own score games, some don't. This game is definitely one of those beat your own score games on solo mode, but if you just enjoy playing the game, just play the game, collect the parks, and enjoy it. When it comes to the artwork on this, phenomenal artwork. I love it. It is 50 artists contributed to this game for their artwork, and as you flip a park over, you get to look at it. It has all the information about the park at the bottom. I just gave you name and state, but they go into the dates when there's established and basic information about it that makes it really interesting if you're into this stuff. Also, it makes it fun if you've been to some of those parks, waiting for that park to come up to see if it's on there or not. Makes that game more interesting as you play along. The setup time takes less than 5 minutes. Once you know everything goes, it's a really easy setup. I love the token trays. You just pop them out, take the lids off, and they're ready to go. That's half the setup time right there out of the way with on normal games. When it comes to play time, it says 40 to 70 minutes. I'm going to tell you right now, for solo mode, counting setup time, it's going to be 25 minutes max, unless you're really taking your time what you want to do. This game is definitely another recommendation. I like this game. This is the kind of game that will hit my table 2 to 3 times a year. And when I say 2 to 3 times, I have so many games that when a game hits my table more than a couple times a year, then that's a game that I enjoy playing. So that's how I decide if I like the game or not, when I see it a couple times a year. So this game's definitely going to come out again. I'm going to tell you guys now, thank you for joining me here at Gaming Solo. It is truly appreciated. When you get the opportunity, visit the Facebook page, Solo Board Gamers. It's a great group of people who also love gaming and like to share their experiences, which is funny for a bunch of solo gamers sharing their experiences, but that's what they do. If I've done anything wrong while I was playing the game, please let me know in the comments below. Feedback is always appreciated. And once again, this is Gaming Solo. Thank you for joining me and have a great day.